We live and work here. Las Vegas is our home, but to the rest of the world, our city is one big nonstop party. But when the party gets out of hand, you, the taxpayer, foots the bill. It's a huge problem. As anchor Beth Fisher reports, the most unlikely person is determined to fix it.
For the past decade, the nightclub industry has been out of control, and that's why legislators recently gave the Gaming Control Board oversight of the club scene. More than just fines, clubs now risk being shut down. But one man in particular is trying to clean up the nightclub reputation, and I promise it's not who you'd expect. The best DJs in the world. The chance to party with friends or bump into celebrities. The heart-pounding scene happens night after night inside the dozens of clubs that make up the Las Vegas nightlife. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry and growing. But as the industry exploded, so did the problems. Money laundering, prostitution, drugs is just rampant in the nightclub industry. Is it still true?
There's absolutely a time that this was true. The nightclub industry over the years has developed and morphed itself into a legitimate business. However, in the past, everything that you mentioned and then some has occurred.
Meet Kim Shilden. This towering man with tattoos peeking out of his shirt collar is king of the nightclubs. But the executive director of security and risk management for the Hakkasan Group says safety is his business too.
This place holds about 4,200 people at once. However, over a normal night of business, we turn it over several times.
Hakkasan's 5 nightclubs, 3 day clubs, and 3 lounges on the Las Vegas Strip make them a multi-million-dollar powerhouse.
We're in the business of selling alcohol,
Which means hundreds or thousands of potentially drunk guests. So on a busy night here at Omnia, it could cost you $100 to get in the door. $15,000 for a booth like this, but that's nothing compared to the money taxpayers were spending every time a nightclub had to call 911.
Engine companies, $300 an hour to operate. Rescues are $150 an hour to operate. And when you tie them up for that many hours after midnight, you're talking tens of thousands of dollars a night of taxpayer money.
Chief Greg Castle says Clark County fire crews might run 100 medical calls on a busy night on the Strip, half of them to nightclubs, where the person's only problem is intoxication.
When lower acuity calls, such as just intoxicated individuals, tie up critical resources, we have to wrap our hands around that and do better.
But Chief Castle didn't expect Kim Shilden to agree. Shilden didn't want taxpayers on the hook for issues at his clubs. So now, Hakkasan's properties have medics on site. They foot the bill. And they have uniformed police officers on their busy nights. Again, they foot the bill.
When you see calls reducing, when you can see cops spending less time in a club, that means they can spend more time out in the community.
But that's not all. Kim Shilden also invited other nightclubs to join the conversation. He formed a group called Zone, Zero Tolerance Organization for Nightclub Entertainment. He invited nightclubs, police, fire, and the Gaming Control Board to meet once a month. The result? Metro and CCFD say call volume has decreased dramatically in the past 6 months, saving you, the taxpayer, tens of thousands of dollars.
I feel that the service we're able to provide, even though a lot of people don't realize it is a service right in that moment, and it fits into the philosophy being self-contained and not being a nuisance in the community.
Another big change to come out of Zone, Hakkasan now has trained security to identify drunk or drugged women who are being helped out by strangers. Again, that was the result of police communicating at a Zone meeting they had seen an increase in sexual assaults. And Hakkasan responded. For 13 Action News, I'm Beth Fisher.
And we also reached out to the Tao Group for this story, but they declined to participate.